Welcome to Wisdom of the World. I'm still in India with my daughter Rosie, so I'm going to tell another story from India, central India actually. It's about secret, and it's called The Night Blind Son-in-Law. And it goes like this. Once upon a time there was a widow. She had only one son and he was night blind. But somehow she got him married to a good girl from a good family. One day, her family-in-law invited him for a visit to celebrate Diwali, the festival of the lights. Now, his mother was quite worried about this. Son, you have to travel in the daytime, make sure if it gets dark, you sit somewhere and be careful. So the son-in-law set out early to reach his wife's village. His wife was already there. And he walked as fast as he could, but you know, and when it became dark, he was at the outskirts of the village, but he wasn't quite dark, and he started to actually just see nothing anymore. So he remembered his mother's advice and he sat down along the road. He sat down in a garbage heap unknown to him at that moment. And just at that very moment, his mother-in-law came by and dumped her daily garbage all over him. And she didn't recognize him at first, but you know, when he was startled and screamed out, she recognized him and she said, "Oh my God, my new son-in-law. Son-in-laws, new son-in-laws, you're supposed to treat like gods, and look what I have done to him now." She was so embarrassed, you know, she hid her face behind her sari and she ran home. On the way home, she meets her 10-year-old son, and she told him what had happened. And she says, "He must be so upset with me, but he likes you. Please go and find him and bring him to our house." So the little boy ran as fast as he could, saying, brother-in-law, where are you?" Found him still sitting in the garbage heap. And the little boy says, "Why are you sitting there?" Now, our son-in-law was maybe night blind, but he was quite smart. He was not stupid. So he said, "Well, you know, boy, I'm just sitting here because I'm trying to figure out how much manure you can make from all this waste. I think you have enough for an acre or two right there." And so he took the boy's hand and allowed himself to be led towards the house by the boy. As soon as they were walking, he sees the big shadows. It's actually the big buffaloes coming toward him, and he gets quite frightened and he jumps aside, and the boy says, "What's wrong? What are that?" He says, "Those are buffaloes. I just took them out grazing." "What's wrong with you? Can't you see good?" And the son says, No, don't worry. I was just wanting to comment how strong and healthy they look." And he grabbed one of their, you know, he felt and he grabbed one of their tails, through which he could allow himself to be led. Now, the buffaloes were moving towards the house, and then came very close to a grain pit, an open grain pit. And yeah, our friend just fell straight into that open grain pit. And again, the boy says, "What is wrong with you? Don't you see?" And then the boy says, our son-in-law says, "No, I see very well, but I just wanted to make one of these myself at my place, and I just wanted to see how deep yours was. Please give me a hand." So the boy gives him a hand, pulls him out, and then he sees the son-in-law sort of groping you know, alongside the wall of their house. And he says, don't you see good? He says, no, I'm fine. I'm just measuring how big your house is. It's just, you know, I'm interested, I'm curious. So they come close to the house, and right in front of the house there's a ram standing there. And of course he doesn't see that ram, so he tumbles right into it, and the ram gives him a huge kick, and he lands on the ground. And the boy shoves the ram away, gives his brother-in-law a hand, and says, didn't you see that ram? And he says, oh yeah, I sure did. I think it's a fine species, and I wanted to give it a bit of a rub down, but you know, what kind of manners have you taught your ram to treat strangers like that? So he comes into the house, and everybody sits down for dinner. Just, you know, all these little tables all around, and with plates on it. Now, because it's a special day, the mother-in-law serves herself. She's quite well-to-do, so she's got lots of, you know, jingles around her ankles and armbands and stuff like that. And you know, when she moves, she makes quite a racket. And our night-blind son-in-law all of a sudden hears all of this noise in front of him, and he thinks that maybe the ram has come back into the house, and he grabs the little table upon which his dishes are, and he just throws it at what he thinks is the ram. But actually, it's his mother-in-law. And she flees to the kitchen because she's so worried that he's mad because she threw garbage all over him. But then others in the room think it's because it's not his own wife that is serving him. So she comes, his own wife, serves him, and she serves him out the rest of the meal. Then after dinner, they all go to sleep, and they sleep in their own little separate room. Oh good, middle of the night, our friend needs to go pee. So he sort of, you know, gropes his way along the wall, trying to remember the layout of the house as good as he can. He manages to go pee, but then he's sort of on the way back, gets lost, and he stumbles into not his own bedroom, but the bedroom where his mother-in-law and the father-in-law are sleeping. And he just basically, he doesn't know, so he's fumbling and he's trying to find his wife, and then he gets hold of the mother-in-law's feet. And the mother-in-law wakes up, says, what's that? Who's that? And he says, it's me, it's me. So, what are you doing here at this hour? By that time, our friend realizes his mistake, and he says, oh, I just wanted to apologize for my behavior, you know, when I threw the table at you earlier this evening. That was very inappropriate of me. I apologize for that. I just wanted you to touch your feet and apologize. The mother-in-law, very embarrassed by all of this, says, yeah, that's fine, don't worry about it. But he doesn't dare to leave. So he keeps holding on to his mother-in-law's feet, and he says, please forgive me, please forgive me, please forgive me. Now, by that time also his wife wakes up, and she hears all of this commotion going on, and she gets what's happening, so she goes to her mother's room and tells her husband, okay, we'll talk about this in the morning, and she quietly lets him home, leads him to his own bedroom, and there they spend the rest of the night. The next morning, very early, he leaves. He says he has to hurry, he has a lot of work to do in the village, and so he says goodbye to his wife, his mother-in-law, thanks everybody, and he is greatly relieved that none of them even had the slightest inkling that he was as blind as a bat. Now, secrets silly secrets. Secrets, I would say, to protect somebody's embarrassment. I don't know. Now, I think most secrets are eventually known, are told and known. Or then maybe not. I don't know. Because if it's a secret, we don't know it. Right? Thank you.